This is going to be Astrogaming versus 4 boomers, 1 zoomer.
Yeah, well, the axe is just a every stage of the game dominator now, so
Just
that's absolutely not surprising to see that.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Snapfire.
Radiant's turn to pick.
There we go. First pick Dragonite.
Yeah.
I want to assume that it's off lane because I really don't think you confidently pick a Dragonite mid, and definitely not a Dragonite safe lane first pick. So I want to say this is like some weird off lane pick.
10 seconds.
The nice thing about it is
5
they have the
seconds
ability
remaining.
to just change what lane it goes to based on what the opponent's draft. So yeah, that's a good call. It's probably going to be off lane at the end. But we'll have to
Yeah,
see.
definitely. I mean, it really does depend on how they
Radiant's
want to
turn
play.
pick.
And then AA right away. Somebody who gets rid of super tanky heroes. Definitely someone frustrating to go against, especially when you want to have those like team fights initiated by Dragonite. If he's just hit with the AA blast, it's kind of over for him in a team fight. I really want to see Snapfire in a more professional setting because I know her Ags is great. There's the Mars pick.
Ooh, that's a dangerous combo right
Yeah,
there.
they're already
Mars AA.
setting up for some really good team fights. And that's one thing that's I kind of forget about going against Mars is that being outside of the arena is something that's a detriment to range tiers as well. So Dragonite may not even be able to assist his teammates if he's not caught within the arena.
Yeah, that's true. He will eventually buy a BKB, so it won't be too huge of a factor later on, but certainly in the first couple levels, yeah, that'll play a part.
The Dyer get a ban.
And we see the line coming out again, a very basic support hero, so nothing too crazy, nothing too special. I honestly want to see one thing that's very interesting is the mid lane matchup. So that's what I'm always very much excited to see, especially in amateur Dota, because it really does set the pace of the game for the whole team.
Here's the Radiant ban.
Although how shot calling goes in a more amateur setting is something that I'm unfamiliar with. So we'll see how it all turns out.
Well, you and me both. But I did just come up with a genius idea. We could go into the audio settings and just turn voice to 0% and use Discord anyway.
I mean, that is also pretty... Does voice work like that? Is that how it is? Charlie?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It actually does work that way. Very interesting. Anyway, continuing forward, I think my Mars, the model kind of glitched out the game.
Yeah, my AA and Mars are both frozen
Okay,
right
I'm
now.
glad I'm the only one in that situation.
Yeah, just a classic beta situation
Yeah, that's fine.
here.
It's still Dota 2 beta. Check your files. As for the bans, we're seeing something very interesting. I have not seen many people play Jug. So I want to say that this Jug ban was more of a respect ban for Maddie. But I have seen him on his Jug.
Yeah, I haven't seen many people play Invoker either, so...
So I think now we're kind of getting into that tier of a draft where it's more about facing a team than it is dealing with the meta. Which I guess both kind of go hand in hand. They're not mutually exclusive. But one thing that LGD I feel like dominated within the last major was that they had a strat for each team. So nothing crazy, just kind of safely securing their runes, possibly expecting or I guess preparing for a skirmish to break out if somebody does dare to overstep boundaries. Oh Lord, all these voice chats. The spray's coming out. But it seems like everybody's going to kind of stay away from each other. So yeah, one thing that's very interesting was I was right in the sense that it's going to be Mars in the middle lane It's going to be DK in the offlane. It's going to be Pangolier in the safe lane or mid lane. Sorry, for Astrogaming, and that's where I want to focus on. Just to see how the lane goes. I think both do relatively well. There was a ping out onto the observer ward. Let's see if they possibly snipe that one out. But yeah, nothing crazy so far. We can just kind of check up on the lanes and see how they're doing. Very interesting that they actually went Grimstroke. Or actually no, that's fine. I guess Grimstroke DK is all right, but there's not that much combo potential until later. They're gonna have a small little bit here. They kind of looked at each other, but nothing crazy really happens. I guess they're slapping each other. A little bit of harass coming out. Again, nothing crazy. Just the two supports kind of giving each other a bit of a hard time, as supports do. On both sides, actually. Nothing too crazy so far. It seems as though Mars is kind of dominating in terms of the last hits and denies. The Pangolier is kind of stuck under tower, just getting the last hits as best they can. Getting harassed. Very, very, very aggressive Mars. And we'll see top. Lifestealer not securing much farm. And I don't know if it's really just from the Brewmaster being aggressive. I'm surprised because I did think that the Brewmaster would actually have a much rougher time versus the Lifestealer, but of course we'll see how that goes. The PA stunned up, taking a little bit too much damage, and the Nyx Assassin showing up a little bit late, but salving up. PA's totally fine. The water runes will spawn, but the Pangolier is getting super low for no reason. He's totally fine now. The Mars will then take the water rune on his own side, and he already has bottle actually, so that's definitely going to give him the advantage. I think the Mars is coring out the bottle, I want to say. Yeah, so he's coring it out a little bit slow in comparison to the Mars, so he's definitely going to have a little bit of less of an advantage, getting bullied a little bit. The Lifestealer kind of catching up, especially after that PA went low, but yes, the Mars kind of overstepped a little bit, was being too aggressive, and the bottle didn't actually reach him in time. Very unfortunate. I expected him to actually walk back, so that's a little bit of banter going out. There we go. They kind of ping out the PA. She's overstepped her boundaries. They do have the stun, and that's going to lead right in. There we go. Just one more hit. It's good. Yeah, he actually went level 2 on the Inkswell, and meanwhile in the top lane, the Lion is going to get the kill onto the AA. That's actually really good. You don't realize it, but just the tankiness on the DK. Oh wow, this Pangolier is absolutely just getting harassed way too much. This is going to be rough, and I'm assuming they're eventually going to have to send out some form of assistance for them. Meanwhile, they try to go on the line, but he just throws out a quick stun. He's totally fine. The Nyx Assassin dropping a little bit low, but there you go. You see the potential of just this very, very, very tanky DK in the offlane with the Inkswell, and then obviously the slow from the Stroke of Fate. That is just a rough lane to go against, especially with no magic immunity or anything to kind of assist the PA in lane. And she's actually by herself now. Very rough, and she's slowly falling behind in farm. I'm pretty sure the Lifestealer, the Lifestealer only had like one last hit in the first wave, and now he's, you know, just a few behind. Obviously, there's a big wave with the pull coming out too. The Mars, again, continuously being aggressive. 2-level advantage. No TPs are going to come out from his team. He's just going to be left to fend for himself. And the arena comes out. A quick spear. And, yep, just cold down by the aggressive tech on Mars. Very, 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 very strong Mars right now. And this is what I'm talking about in terms of the potential that Mars has to kind of push the game forward and set the pace of the game himself. That was one big thing. That's why I really like to focus on the mid lane, or at least keep an eye on it, because you never know what can happen and how this pace of the game is set. And obviously, it kind of seems like Pangolier is most likely going to have to be pushed back to farm as much as he can, be as safe as he can until he can get. He's actually going for Orb of Corrosion.
Alright, what did I miss?
So Mars is kind of dominating the mid lane right now. Pangolier is left to fend for himself, so we're going to see how Mars kind of takes that advantage forward. Other than that, the only person that died was AA. Top, they're initiating on the line, but he's going to slowly walk away.
Also, PA is dying bottom.
The lion is slowly clicked down, and obviously, yes, the PA falls again. So that is the second time? Let me look at it. Yeah, second time that PA has fallen to this DK combo. I didn't realize the combo potential until you see it in practice between the DK and the Grimstroke. Just because he can kind of just walk at you. And again, this is kind of frustrating, I want to say, for Astrogaming. There's been no TPs, no assistance. And then in the top lane, wow, this is just left and right. Just, yeah, this is just a feat. Yeah, very much so. And PA has actually been, AA is going to die. PA is getting initiated on again. She's falling very low. AA falls to the slow clicking life stealer. But yeah, the salve comes out. Not going to heal her for very much, but she is going to live from that. Wow. It's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is just a wild ride, especially from the very uneventful start from the game. They both kind of stayed very much away and respected each other on their sides. But here we are, just
it looks like Mars is going top.
Kills left and right.
Looking for this life.
He might run into the lion. I feel like the lion saw him, but he's just gonna rage and walk away. Something that we mentioned before.
Yeah.
The Lifestealer feels like they can walk away, and all the disables from the line, he's kind of almost cocky when he stands there. If anything, there to defend the Lifestealer, not even himself. Meanwhile, we see...
Yeah, Dragon Form popped bottom.
Yeah, they're just going to take the bottom lane very easily. He's gonna... Is he going to go for the deny? No, he's not. Meanwhile, actually, the Mars goes in for the kill on the lion, and actually the Lifestealer is going to try and go after him, but obviously he popped his rage a little bit too early. He's not going to be able to get the kill, and they do go after the Grimstroke in the backline. Will he get the... Yep, just one last slap.
He sure will.
You never know. And what I find very interesting while this kind of fiasco is going along, the two people who were bullied throughout the laning stage are kind of both idly farming to recover from what has happened earlier on into the game. Mars again.
Yeah, and during that top fiasco, Nyx, after watching his tower fall, moves up to farm some creeps, but ends up paying with his life. Perhaps making some space for this top
we did
fight.
see him walk out as it was going to fall out. I was going to mention, like, is he going to go for the deny? And actually, he just went for a classic tactical feed to make some space for his team.
Well, he got a couple assets.
Yeah. It's not all for naught. And the DK is just kind of going to be ignored by the Mars, and I think he understands it's not really worth the effort, and he may not have the ability to kill on his own. But he may run into the team, Astrogaming. Right there, the two supports are right for the taking. He does put down the Observer Ward, and the Earth Spike just narrowly misses. He slaps back and forth between the Nyx Assassin and the Nakes.
I'll be honest, I don't think the Grim and Lion, I think they would have just died if they actually...
There we go, we have 4 initiating onto the Mars. There's nothing to bounce off. He's just going to hit the quick 360, and that's going to be enough with the Inkswell. Bruce Split is going to be aggressively used, trying to, and absolutely melts the Grimstroke. They're going to go for the other easy target, which is the line, very much successfully doing so. And the Nyx Assassin narrowly... Nope. He falls as well. There's no roll for the Pangolier. I do not think that this PA is going to get away.
Getting a little brave.
Oh, but she's going to blink onto the AA to no avail.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Pangolier just walked up.
Meanwhile, Mars has respawned. He has his
And he's
arena.
going to jump right in. AA Blast. This is going to be a quick downfall for the DK, while the Pangolier just just kind of bounces around.
Gets a ping by the Nyx Assassin. That's a good one.
Oh, he gets slapped a little bit in the face, but you can see this is what I'm talking about. The Mars gets a very, very, very quick lead, and all he wants to do is just take it forward. He's actually going to go for the Yule Scepter, which is really interesting. Part of me wants to assume that somebody in advantage would go for a Blink Dagger, but obviously the Yule Scepter does give the opportunity to be both defensive and aggressive, leading into some very easy kills.
It looks like top lane we have the Phantom Assassin and the Brewmaster fighting for farm.
She's going for a Battle Fury, very close to it.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Well,
Relatively close to it, I guess. While the lifesteal is actually...
it's a no boost Battle Fury.
The lifesteal is just gonna...
They're setting up for top.
They smoked forward, and they are going to get the... Was that a missed... Was that a missed finger? Inkswell not going to land because he's
No, it
cold.
was a double finger.
And the Pangoliers...
I believe the lion got the double finger
Did he?
off.
I'm actually not sure. Are you sure? It's... No, I think he...
It's on cooldown.
Yeah, but the issue is that he didn't get any Finger of Death kills, right?
Yeah,
So-
I think he just used it for damage.
I want to say he missed the Finger of Death, although I'm not sure.
That's right, I will use the power of the
Yeah,
replay.
please let me know. I did ping out the next
Actually, I don't know how to access the replay. So we will leave that for a
Yeah,
future
we're definitely
date to
gonna have
decide.
to
I'm
get
sure someone on the VOD
yeah,
will
we'll talk to production. Maybe they can get us a replay. The Nyx Assassin does get the armlet, so he's online, while the Phantom Assassin is still farming for her Battle Fury.
Nyx Assassin armlet.
Nyx, sorry, I said Nyx.
Oh, you mean the Nyx Assassin.
Nyx Assassin, yeah, sorry, the names just
Okay.
both of them just
Yeah,
tongue
going for a
twisted,
pretty standard
yeah.
build. Probably SNY next. Ooh, Possessed Mask. For
We do have the
PA,
Yule Scepter
lower
on
world.
Mars as well. This is going to be an aggressive vendetta from the Nyx Assassin.
Something extra?
Yep, they do smoke, but Mars is leading the charge.
They don't have two of their
They
heroes,
might bump
though,
into
and
each other. Yep,
Dire has all
Instant
five.
uses the arena into the AA Blast, and that's going to be Cold Feet with the Impale onto the from the Nyx Assassin, and the Nyx Assassin himself blows up from the return fire. The Mars is trying to go away, and this is what I'm talking about, the Yule Scepter for the defensive use, but there's so many stuns and follow-ups available, it seems like he's just going to slowly fall to the team of Astrogaming. I don't think that Dragonite kill was very much worth it. They
Dragon Knight is one of their most farmed heroes,
picked
but
the AA.
Lifestealer is definitely going to be their carry this game. You don't want to feed him too many kills.
I do want to say, is Urn of Shadows on Brewmaster Core? I'm not a brew player, so I'm
I'm not a brew player
very
either.
unsure of what it is. They do
I'm just
Earth
gonna-
Spike the
I'm gonna go ahead
AA,
and say no.
and yep, Rage. He just throws out the AA blast just because he can. They're gonna go for, I guess, most likely to secure the mid lane tower. Dragon Form is popped, while for Boomers they kind of sit idly by. Do they have this? They do have the split up. But they don't have AA Blast. But he's going to get silenced. I wonder if the Inkswell is going to reach. Yes, it will. And the finger to close out the kill. That was mostly just a support kill, to be honest. I don't know why he was standing there. They could possibly do a little bit of damage to the tier 2 tower. Maybe, yeah, and the I'm just gonna call him Lifestealer. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
no.
Nake's Assassin again. The Lifestealer scouts out the he scouts out the Ancients and he actually stacks it one more time. Very greedy, but I love that he did that. Interesting, Inkswell onto the Dragonite that walks away. And
Yeah, a lot of interesting things happening here. Meanwhile, Phantom Assassin, 100 gold, 100 plus gold away from the Battle Fury now. Almost up to the first farming item.
but you can definitely tell. Let's look at the net worth. This Lifestealer is just dominating right now. And a quick wait, was that actually the was
That
it
was
the
indeed the
Battle
Battle
Fury as well?
Fury. No.
No, it's fine.
She can still,
Oh,
she can
okay,
still
okay,
get it.
okay. She didn't buy it. They do scout her out though. Are they going to
She's
get
getting
it?
hunted though.
She's just kind of waiting. Doesn't have enough mana. Now you really do regret not getting the Void Stone. No mana, so they're going to scout her out with the DK and just take her down really quickly. Their whole team's there. That is so unfortunate. Just bad luck after bad luck after bad luck.
Yeah, getting a little bit desperate for farm. This PA got bullied in lane, so she really just has to find gold somewhere, but unfortunately that time she gets found out, and now she's a little bit farther away
They
from
were
Battle
going to go
Fury.
on the Nyx Assassin. Does get the Impale off. The stun doesn't come out. They Inkswell him, but the Nyx Assassin's just going to slowly walk away, and everything will be totally fine. Although they do lose the top tower.
Dragonite getting the last hit, very nice. Almost has the Pipe of Insight. They really just want to max out this team fight while they can, while they're the stronger team right now, and I think that'll benefit them.
AA Blast came out, I want to say, a little bit too early because they could have TP'd and taken a fight, but I think they are a little bit too afraid. The Mars is going to keep farming in the middle. He wants a BKB as soon as possible, and that's exactly what he's going to go for.
Yeah, they find the Nyx Assassin here.
Oh, stunned up. They did have a sentry placed down. So very interesting spot to put both a sentry and observer, but it really did come out in their favor, and they're gonna get a tier 2 top for free. And this is really unfortunate because the PA wants this area. The PA definitely wants to have her triangle secure, and now she can't.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that'll be a pretty big blow. Meanwhile, Dire just farms her triangle.
What I found very interesting is that I think the Lifestealer decided, right, the PA is not a threat. Like, they're not a threat to me right now. I'm not going to go for Heaven's Halberd, or I'm not going to go for Sanjin Yasha. I'm just going to get an MKB so that, like, the PA is going to try and catch up, but I'm just going to melt her right away. And I think that was a fantastic choice. I mean, that was really smart.
Yeah, he doesn't really need a defensive item right now. Some people, when they're far ahead like this, they try to build defensive so they don't die, but oftentimes the right decision is to just have more damage. And that's what he's going for. And also PA almost at power treads.
Past
very soon.
Battle Fury, of course. Both of the Van Braces drop. But yes,
Really just a rough game.
This is really Astrogaming's game to lose. It really did seem bad, especially with the way that Pangolier was kind of left to fend for himself and try to get farm where he could. But the moment that the Dragonite and the Grimstroke started moving around, it just turned to a completely different game. I honestly forgot the fact that Mars was 2 levels higher, diving down a tier 1 at like 4 or 5 minutes in.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Yeah, the mid lane, the Mars is doing really well, but the other lanes weren't doing too hot. And meanwhile, Lion picks up his Blink Dagger 19 minutes in. That's a pretty good timing, I would say.
And so now you have 2 Blink Daggers on, and that's really good because that enables the Grimstroke even more. Not only does it mean that once the Soulbind comes out, the line can show up, but the Inkswell as well. Like, you know, it's sometimes a line has to do what a line has to do, and if he has to jump in to get an Inkswell stun off just to have better combos, then he'll do it. Same thing for the Dragonite as well, because the Dragonite popping Dragon Form may not be the best target to Inkswell. So the initiation is there.
Yeah, the initiation is there, but
Is under attack.
the saving grace, as far as I can see, for this Radiant team right now is the Dire does not have a great rushing lineup.
Dire's top tower
They're not going to be able to rush for quite some time. Meanwhile, PA, once she gets a little bit more online, is going to be able to melt that Roshan. So they do have something to play for, and Nyx Assassin's scouting out mid right now.
The Pangoliers are all
The rest of the
alone.
Dire team wraps around.
Is this a big bait from Pangolier?
I think it's a slight feed.
Okay.
Dire was looking for the wraparound. They might get these kills in return, though.
Actually, the DK is going to be tornadoed by the Brewmaster. They are going to find the AA in the back line, but the Brewmaster split is too strong. He gets the Soulbind off, but it's not going to do much. The AA still hasn't fallen, and now the line is by himself. Meanwhile, the Lifestealer is kind of in the back, just trying to pick off whoever he can. The line slowly falling, going to get hit. But the Dragonite is finally back, except the Brewmaster has another split available. So he's just going to take Lifestealer out of the fight, and he's just going to slowly disengage. If this AA Blast lands, he could possibly even turn. And it looks like he's just... Yep, he's going to continue fighting. There's no dragon form available, but the Lifestealer is here. He could overstay his welcome. He does have the Nyx Assassin and the Ancient Apparition to back him up, so I think they're just going to slowly back away from this fight and go back to farming. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, the Dire does get that Mars kill, but Radiant does get 3 in return, so it's beginning to look like Radiant does have a chance this game.
Yeah, the biggest thing, something that I mentioned before, and something I forgot to mention along with it, is the Aghanim Scepter for Primal Split. Like, I know how the Tornado can take somebody out of fight, which it just did. You know, the Dragonite, after he pops his dragon form, completely out of the fight, but then he can pop it again and fight another person and re-engage in another fight. He did it more out of defense, but he got a kill on the Grimstroke and he got a kill on the Lion and was able to disengage from both the Dragonite and the Lifestealer with ease. So that's huge.
Yeah, it's definitely a high impact brew. Very high impact brew. Very pretty quick ags too. So their team fight just gets that much stronger, especially around the Roshan pit with the AA. PA getting that BKB. 1,500 gold off.
400 gold away from the MKB, by the way. A little bit less. Actually, 50 gold away last time I checked those 400. But 50 gold away from the MKB on the Lifestealer. Another big item. Huge damage.
Yeah, they certainly will want to fight with that. And Pangolier is getting an item on the Courier. What is this? He's getting the Ag Shard on Pangolier.
That gives him that cute little ball, right? Where he can stop.
Yes.
A lot of really interesting interactions that thing has. Does he get Magic Immunity as well? Yeah, getting Magic Immunity.
He does get Magic Immunity.
So he can dodge spells with it. Does that have a startup or no?
I want to say yes. I think so.
Yeah,
Let's see. This Ancient Apparition looks very dead.
He's by himself.
Tanking the gank though.
Huge.
Very admirable. 5-position tank the gank play. I love it.
But they're thirsty. This Lifestealer is not going to be settling for just that.
He's a powerful boy here. He's just gonna. Is he gonna walk up these stairs?
Oh, and they actually scout out the Mars, and they're just gonna
find the Mars.
Yeah, he's just gonna melt. I want to say they're gonna go. Yep, straight for Roche. Maybe, or do they want more?
I still don't think they can.
Well, they're hungry. That's not enough. They see the Nyx Assassin. He's dusted. And he's going to fall too, and then I think they're going to jump into the Roche pit. I feel like they're strong enough. Granted, he didn't go Desolator or anything to minus armor on Roshan, but they're just too strong. Even with an AA blast into the pit, I really don't think that they can do anything to stop it.
2 heroes dead. Maybe if everyone was alive.
Possibly.
They can get the,
okay, so hear me out. Possibly if this Brewmaster was a little bit fast, he could have ran over and then use a tornado on somebody and grab it for himself. But they're going to scout it out way too late. And actually the Brewmaster could be caught out. He does have a TP, and I
Dire's
think
top
he's
tower is
actually going to be
about to
fine.
take the plunge.
Mossflower will just TP away. 4K net worth lead now on Astrogaming. They are going to... So the AA gets the wards, but there's the Pangolier and the Dragonite just instantly jumping on him. Like, here, you could have the quick 80 gold, but I'm taking your life. Thank you, goodbye. Possibly going to be a push on to the mid lane tower, I want to say. They did pop Dragon Form, so I would see why not. And yeah.
Yeah, they will probably get this tier 2 for free. Wonder if they decide to go high ground without the Dragon Form. It is going to be running out soon.
I think they still can go, but the Ancient Apparition is available. What's interesting is that the Nyx Assassin went for the Force Staff. I think every support should go either Force Staff or Glimmer first item. But he hasn't queued up anything for the next item. So we'll see if they go for an Aghanim Scepter. Meanwhile, the BKB, so 9-second BKB is available. 9-second BKB available for Mars and Venom Assassin.
Yeah, this is a pretty good time for Radiant. Unfortunately, Dire still has that Aegis. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to fight with these BKBs or wait for this Aegis to expire. They do smoke. They see Dragonite top lane. They don't know where anyone else
Doesn't
is.
have Dragon Form available for another 20 seconds as well. They do have 2 charges of split. And he's actually gonna...
Ooh, Dragonite knows.
Quick TP out. He just smelled it. Wow, he just sniffed that one
He
out.
saw the
Yeah.
Brewmaster with that Observer Ward.
Very good, yeah.
Brewmaster, the only hero not smoked there, and that's all it takes.
That's how
That's
strong information is in this game, though. Because that a dead DK, that's an easy tier 2 tower in the top lane. They do get a Paladin Sword for the Lifestealer. That is really, really good. That is huge.
That might be unbalanced.
You think so? A Cloak of Flames as well.
It does give the it gives the
Cloak of Flames on DK.
Amp too.
This is very...
He's holding on to it on Lifestealer for now. He's probably just gonna walk over to DK and hand it to
Very
him.
interesting. The PA also hasn't shown what she's gonna go for next.
Dire's top tower is about to
She
take
does
the plunge.
get the Aghanim Shard, the Fan of Knives break ability, and the percent
Dire's
damage
top tower
against
is
these
under
very
attack.
tanky Dragonites and Nyx Assassin. Very valuable pick.
Are they going high ground here? This is versus 2 BKBs, and they do have Aegis, so... he did finish the Sanjin Yasha on the Lifestealer, and he's going to go for the Basher. The 4 Boomers, they're not even in their base. Like, hey, hello, Lifestealer's knocking. Mars is going to get a quick spear, but obviously there is no follow-up. Nobody's there. Nobody's home.
No follow-up, but in this situation, they don't need it. They do get the A blast.
Very unlucky that he walked right back into it.
He's gonna walk away for a
That's
little
totally
bit.
fine though, because he can still invest. He still has Aegis and the Paladin Sword. They actually have Infinity
salved
Salve.
up.
Yeah,
That's a valuable position.
yeah, that
right
is
there.
huge. Was that Lion or was that Grim?
I wasn't looking at it. I'm gonna assume
I
Lion,
want to
but
say, does Lion have whoever has Shovel? I want to say.
he had the shovel
So
earlier.
you think so? Yeah. Either way, shout out to Lion. See, supports like that really do change the game. Another spear, but this time there is follow-up. But again, he can rage out. But now his DK's left alone. Somebody please help their BK beat up. Lifestealer jumps out. And meanwhile, in the back line, the PA's wreaking havoc.
Yeah,
They're
he
going
is
to take down the
online.
Nyx Assassin. And actually, the Lifestealer's going to be left
Ooh,
alone.
big
Aegis
spear.
out. Pangolier ripped apart with the Fan of Knives and the jump from the PA. And he's going to
has
reach
range
TP
TP.
out. He's going to try. The Lion comes in just to help him out a little bit more. He's going to dance till he's dead. And that's a big win.
Ultra kill for
big
TA
win
there.
for Boomers. That's what I was talking about. The high ground potential.
Ooh, aggressive tipping.
The line of all people.
Interesting. Yeah, he really didn't need to
Wait, hold
jump
on.
in
This
and
might not be
save the
over.
lifestealer. He was probably
Do
just
they
gonna.
see the lifestealer? No, they actually don't have enough vision to see the
They do
lifestealer.
see
So
if they're paying attention to the XP
yeah,
bars, they'll know that the ancient just
yeah,
got
but
taken.
it
But
doesn't seem like they were just
they're more
waiting
focused
for
on
it.
tower.
Let's see. Lifestealer does see them both middle. He's kind of aggressively poisoning himself. Are they gonna go for a play?
Basher on live.
He is. Yep, they're gonna go straight for the PA. They're like, you know what? Hey. Oh, BKB pop. That is so not good. And they actually scout out and find the Ancient Apparition with the spider legs, that movement speed bonus. They're going to try and turn onto the Pangolier. He's not going to be able to make it from the Ancient Apparition blast. And the Mars, sad and lonely, sitting back a little bit. But the Nyx Assassin is a little bit aggressive, knowing Astrogaming, they may have a position where they put down a sentry ward, and there they do scout out the Nyx Assassin and actually get a double stun into a double finger. Wow, that was just absolutely unfortunate. They just walked into that. Let's see if they can get
Brewmaster does get the line kill.
He does get the quick kill, but can he escape? He does have the bash at the stun coming out, and he's just gonna slowly walk away with his Earth Ruling.
Wow.
Huge. Absolutely huge. That was absolutely surprising to see how unlucky the Mars got in that fight. Because he wanted to come in and save his Nyx Assassin, but instantly just gets caught with the Earth Spike. That was so unlucky.
I believe he had BKB off cooldown, so if he doesn't get instantly stunned there, he could have made some big plays.
Yeah, I'm sure if he BKB'd before Blink, he could have definitely changed the outcome. At least made it a little bit better, but I feel like either way, they were just kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. They are poising very aggressively, and the split, the Grimstroke is being left alone. Is anybody going to help him? Nope, the Vendetta coming out. Meanwhile, in the background, the PA is going to be ran down by the Lifestealer, and he's just going to continue forward. Like, sure, you got my Grimstroke, but you're not going to take me down without the Fan of Knives or anything really, any burst of damage. And the Bruise by himself, does he have another charge? No, 40 seconds before he gets another charge. But the Mars is here. He's going to use the Arena. Spear. The Dragonite is stunned up, but they don't really have the damage to follow up. There is no Ancient Apparition Blast. Nyx Assassin is going to buy back. They're going to try and push forward, but the slow is just enough to stop the Lifestealer. Now he's kind of getting kited around. Maybe he overwhelmed his stay. And
big kill.
Huge slap backwards. He's gonna try and TP out, but that's very futile. I mean,
unfortunately for Radiant, just another little unlucky RNG mechanic here. Roshan spawns in 90 seconds, so the entire Dire lineup will be back
by the
up.
time that they...
Not much they can accomplish here. Mid-tier 2.
I mean, they can secure some fun.
They will establish some map control, put some wards down.
The PA is going to just go straight for the Skull Basher, which I think is a smart play. Just more lockdown, especially BKB piercing, because the Lifestealer is kind of an issue. When that rage is going, of course. But the Brewmaster actually went for an Assault Cuirass, which I think is interesting. He went the AC before Spirit Vessel, but you know, so far it's actually worked in his favor. They do a great job of kind of dividing and conquering, which is something that we definitely talked about beforehand. Especially having two chances to do so with the Aghanim Scepter and the Brewmaster. It's very much a back and forth.
Like you said, that Skullbasher already coming out on the courier will be ready next fight. But unfortunately, last fight, the Dragonite and Lifestealer just ignored everyone, ran straight at PA and killed her, so she might need a defensive item. She's going for the Satanic next. Give her a little bit of HP and, of course, the big boost of Lifesteal.
Yeah, Lifestealer is still 3k ahead of the PA. So
Roshan just spawns here.
Advantage. Did they scout it out?
I believe the Nyx thinks it's...
The Nyx Assassin thought he was safe, but
Nyx was pinging it, but
I'm pretty sure they know that they're going to be fighting. They do have the Mars ultimate up.
Mars blinks in.
The PA in the back line, but the Pangolier is going to kind of walk away slowly, and BKB was popped for the Mars. This is not a good fight. He's actually breaks the coil, but AA falls. Brewmaster split from his team.
This Brew cannot.
He's staying alive, but look at the damage coming out from the PA. He's going to get low. He doesn't have an infest or anything, but they obviously turn around with the Finger of Death, get the PA, and they're going to slowly burn down the Broodmaster. They just barely didn't have it for that Lifestealer kill. They were so like one-track minded, tunnel visioned onto that Lifestealer that they failed to realize like Lion and Grimstroke are just too huge of a threat to let live. And I feel like in that fight, the Brewmaster didn't really focus them too much, and you can see how that instantly changes the fight. Like, if the Brewmaster stuns up Lion and tornadoes Grimstroke, I feel like the fight's won for 4 Boomers, right?
Yeah, I believe the Brew went for the Lion in the first engagement, but Lion just bought back after he died. Bought back, TP'd straight back in.
And obviously that
his contribution was felt.
Yeah. So bad. Especially by the PA. I think the PA exclusively has gotten the most Finger of Deaths.
Yeah, she's been getting the treatment this game. Still looking okay on network.
Aggressive move forward into the just ancient.
Yeah, Aegis online.
They're not scared.
No fear while Brew and
the AA blast misses. How much is that? 34 seconds without the AA blast.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're just gonna slowly wait for the lane to push. They're honestly in no rush. The PA is going to opt for the Satanic next. I think she understands that
the leveler
survivability is an issue. But yes, leveler. Is he going to give up the Paladin Sword for the leveler?
I think he might swap it in exclusively when he's high grounding. That seems to be what he's looking to do. He does have it in his stash right now.
They smoked up, by the way.
With an Illusionist cape.
But it doesn't look like they're going to get anything out of it. Brewmaster's just going to decide to farm up in the middle. And they don't really get anything out of that smoke. Again, the Nyx Assassin is a little aggressive. This sentry's still here. So if he does walk within the sentry, actually, never mind, his Vendetta has ran out. Do they lock eyes? Nope.
Nighttime vision, don't see him.
Just want to see this in the view of the Astrogaming.
Leveler for Radiant as well.
The Astrogaming has no vision in the top half of the map. So they're just kind of whatever, you know, we don't see anybody, we're just going to take all this. And are they going to get free racks? Nyx Assassin's moving forward. Mars is super far. They're just going to lose the racks and get nothing in return. That's just absolutely free.
Nyx is in a really dangerous position
this could either be a make it or break it moment. If they do see him,
no sentries around him right now.
For now, at least. The Mars decides to go aggressively. They're going to jump onto the line. I think they do finally realize it, and they absolutely blow him up. AA blast onto the Dragon Knight. Nyx Assassin kind of separated from his team a little bit, but the PH is going to jump in. Lifestealer with the Abyssal Blade going to stop his supports from dying. They're kind of separated a little bit, but the Bruce gets a split off. Nyx Assassin does fall to the Pangolier, slowly backing away. He's going to stay on the edge of the map while the Lifestealer kind of chips away slowly at the Mars. And the Ancient Apparition is now left to fend for himself. He does have the Ghost.
An offensive
That was a very offensive ZZZ. The Lifestealer is hitting away, but he doesn't have an infest. He does have an infest just in case things get a little bit scary. He was dropping kind of low. But yeah, that was...
Might see the G's get dropped
that was
soon.
Very, very aggressive ZZZ. During the fight, like the fight was still going on, but that is Mars with no buyback. So 105 seconds without the Mars being there. And despite the fact that Astrogaming is very low, they're just going to keep pressing forward because they still do have the Aegis onto the Lifestealer. So he's going to be playing, you know, relatively aggressive. But what I love the most is that he's playing aggressive, but he wasn't focused on like, all right, we see the Brewmaster, let's just go on him. He's like, whatever, I'm just going to keep hitting the buildings while I can. Dragon form is popped.
Dragon form up, Ags online.
No split, but Vendetta is available. No split available for another 18 seconds. Very, very, very scary.
And
they jump on the Ancient Apparition. He's just gonna go in. The Ghost form onto the AA. BKB popped defensively. It's not very good. They're going to go on the Brew. His split's going to be up very soon. It's up now, but he's stunned up. He won't be able to get it off. He's going to be melted down. Buyback coming out. Nyx Assassin falls. Buyback coming out for him as well, and there we go. The split is coming out. They're wasting a lot of resources onto this Lifestealer. Mega Creep, and Aegis finally popped after just this uphill battle versus Astrogaming. Fan of not.
Actually, really unlucky. Yeah. They almost timed.
No BKB available on the PA, and she's just going to fall to the assault from Astrogaming. And there we go. 75 seconds without the PA, 70 seconds without the Nyx Assassin, and 120 seconds without the Brewmaster. I'm expecting some G's to be popped into the chat, but Mars and Ancient Apparition are absolutely, there we go, left alone. They do get a little kill on the Pangolier, but yeah, that's it for the game.
A little unlucky for Radiant actually at the end. Lifestealer's Aegis was less than a second away from expiring as he died.
But you did predict it, right? Astrogaming's draft was something that just executed very well, despite the rocky start. But honestly,
yeah, the Lifestealer with Rage this draft is nigh unkillable.
22
finishing
and
21, yeah, 22 wow. and 1. Very impressive.
Very good. I love how aggressive he was. But realistically, you have so many saves on Lifestealer that you do deserve to be aggressive, and that's what I really did enjoy about that. He had the Infest, he had the Rage, so he was ready for every fight. And the fact that granted he technically did die 3 times, but those were Aegises, it still turned out to be a fantastic game.